I'll carry that for you.
Yeah.
Not if you want to.
Welcome, everybody.
Honey, where do you want me to start?
What about over here would be good?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Didn't want him to come around.
I'm glad you're all there. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Because now I'm going to have a chance to tell a few people what I said to some interviewers which did not get on the air. I said that the American press had reached a very advanced state of degeneracy, that we have become vile, and that there's a savage at loose down there who is evidently trying to assassinate the president in his traffic. And but the public are not letting him. Don't be alarmed. The public seem not to be letting him get away with it. So I just take that opportunity to say these things because they cut it off the television news. They came on with the good old Archie Bunker stuff. That's always safe, you see. When you come on with anything else that says anything, why, oh no. Hey, you know. But anyway, that's the way it is. I also said I've been a leftist all my life. That doesn't sound like an American, does it? No.
Doesn't it sound like Archie?
You see, you scared. Well, Archie wasn't, you know, Archie was anything but a leftist. But I've always been a leftist. That's, now I'm old enough I don't give a damn. I can say what I want.
That's good.
Anyway.
Good for you.
I hope you like the book. I'm here to sign.
What do the books do?
Some of these books for you.
Over there, baby.
Few of which are any good, but anyway, I won't bore you with all this. Any questions? Nobody has a question. You can't hear me there, sir.
No, that's why I
Can you?
came up.
We hear you very well.
Is it all
Would you like a
about
microphone?
your life, or is it a bit about All in the Family, too?
No, there's very little about All in the Family, except the way the show came about. I tell how it came about. We took it from an English show, as you know. I think you know. And talking about England, the British press has been degenerate for years. We've been chasing them, but we're catching up. And we're even getting better. Look what they do
Well,
to
we're
the...
behind you, I hope.
God, look what they do to the royal family and everybody else. That's since the Australian monster took over, you see. You know who the Australian monster is?
Howard Stern?
Old bone monster.
Yeah, it's American.
Murdoch!
Ah.
Oh, the guy that drowned.
I can't. I'm gonna free him.
That was another guy. Got rid of him. He went over the gun.
Don't take too many shots there.
What? No,
Don't take too many
Murdoch,
shots.
you know,
People will
you
take.
know the big shot Murdoch? Bought the London Times. He's bought papers and television stations all over America. As his wife is divorcing, the poor woman has had enough. Living with a monster. I hope she met a nice young fella. There's my voice.
Okay, you're gonna have to hold up those. I gotta take pictures.
Recognize my voice, young man?
Young lady.
It's just a haircut.
Will you ever forgive me? Please. Well, you look like a young kid, you know.
I'm not that young.
Oh,
This is deceiving.
I better shut up, son. Okay. All right, then. I'm ready to begin.
What are you working on now?
I'm in Montreal making a movie. I was asked what I'm working on now. I'm in Montreal making a movie, just acting in a movie for the Turner Network. The movie stars Treat Williams. It has a title that I do hope will change. It's called Blood from a Stone.
Blarney.
I don't know.
Where are you filming in
I
town?
didn't think All in the Family was a good title, but there you are.
Where in town are you filming? Where's the shooting taking place?
Well, I started
It's not
filming
the
at the
Blarney stone,
Molson,
is it?
at the Molson Brewery.
Mm-hmm.
But we went out to, we did some filming out at Boucherie.
No.
Beautiful.
Yeah, nice town.
And then we did some filming around town, under bridges.
Have you been here before?
This is the first time ever.
Is that right? Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah.
Your dollar goes a long way.
Well, I never got to Mexico either, and the two countries bordering my own. I've been all over Europe and Pacific, but I never came here. So I enjoyed. Well, see, I was the boss of that show. And as Mel Brooks used to say, it's good to be king. So I had more fun doing that show. And the other show, I had to fight everybody all the time. I won, but I had to fight. Yeah.
I'd like to ask,
Yes.
you had a son and he died from drug addiction, over drug addiction.
He killed himself with a gun.
You had a fight going on with some person who was a drug operator, a drug pusher.
That's right. I called a drug pusher a partner in murder, and he sued me for fraud.
Are you doing anything in California, like proposing legislation or
Yes.
in your son's memory?
I've helped to get legislation into about 10 states down there. To put it simply, it's a new law that allows you to sue the drug pushers in your neighborhood, even if you don't know who they are. If somebody in your family lost his life or either was killed or permanently damaged by the drugs, you can sue them. If there are pushers in your neighborhood that you know, you can sue them. And the first case was one in Detroit. A family won $2 million from 3 different pushers in the neighborhood. So that law is going through. It's called the Hugh O'Connor law in Florida. And I'm also trying to get a law through. It's very hard to get it through this Congress. You tell me why. It's a law that would allow police officers, just as in wartime. You know, you talk about a war against drugs. In wartime, you carry a draft card to show what are you doing. Are you in the Army, the Navy, or can't you serve, or whatever it is the draft card is. I just want a card given to us when we pay our taxes. A tax receipt card with a number on it. You don't have to carry it, but that's the card. You get it. And if a police officer on probable cause comes over and asks you where you got the fancy car and a few other things to show ownership and this and that and the other thing, he also asks for your tax receipt card. And if you don't have it, he brings you over to the car and he puts your name in the, not yours, I think Henry, this guy, this terrible guy we're talking about. He puts Henry's name in the computer. And the computer turns up the fact that he hasn't filed in years. The guy who sued me, he hadn't filed anything in years. They haven't been trying to make any honest dough. They're too busy pushing dope, and so they don't pay taxes, they don't file any returns or nothing. And that's very important because not filing a return is a federal rap. It's not a little 60-day thing for an ounce or two of this and that and the other thing. And the guy is out again, he's off the street. No, the federal rap is 5 to 10. No taxes for 5 years? Oh, grab that condominium. They grabbed that farm out in this country that you bought.
They're doing
That boat down at the dock, they grab it
They're doing
all.
that here now.
That's wonderful. That's
They pay a
wonderful.
lot of people off though, so.
Well, I know these things happen, but you can't refrain from taking these measures just because you know that the law is going to be evaded or someone's going to make a monkey. You've got to do something.
You gotta hope there's an honest person out there that's gonna find the Texas going.
There are honest
Well, there are plenty. There are plenty out there. You know, plenty out there.
But there's also another issue is why don't they use in America that drug operations should be a national security problem because basically they're just devastating the country.
Absolutely.
And by giving them that category means that they, the national security agency can bug and do electronic surveillance on these people without any approval and find out where these drug operations are operating without going to district attorneys or prosecutors.
Well, they can do
No,
that.
no, they put them as a national security problem.
Doesn't matter. I think every time.
No, they're things as national security
You
problem.
can't secretly, you
Because it's
can secretly spy on people, but you can't use what you get.
No, only
for.
for drug operations.
Oh, you can't make that.
And then you're
That's
really
the
strong
problem.
because you're dealing with multi-billion-dollar operations.
I know, but that's the problem. You can't get that too far. Walk of the carriage.
First of all, this is for you.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, the RCMP.
That's great.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
okay.
I love that.
I've had this book for, I don't know, maybe, it got to be a few years. Someone else. Okay, well, I'll tell you what you do. The black books first. And I'll show you my preliminary. I tell you that.
Did you wait around?
You're collecting those?
Ian, turn around. No, go closer because you're out of the frame. Okay, is that going to be enough now? Can I stop this?
So grab it fast. A lot of people here.
Right. Need to be doing that.
You going up?
No, that earthquake closed me down. The one in 90 there.
Honey, all the books are here.
Everything's there, yeah. Lift your coat. What about the tripod? This is terrible. Just put the books back in the bag, okay?
It's not yet.
No. Yeah. Look at it after.
When you do that. I told him that to be my
No,
great
of course he didn't do
grandfather.
anything.
Why would he have done it with his wife?
A photograph here? For my dad. You want a photograph here? This is for my dad. The Philippines are.
That is my mother right over there.
Hi, Mr. O'Connor. We love you. We love you.
That's my mother.
Yeah.
E1.